Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. Now, we see them in today. We got a pretty interesting episode for you guys that you definitely want to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, just yesterday, I was watching a segment on there from First Things First with Wiles, Nick Wright, and Chris Broussard. And they were talking about the Western Conference, the Lakers, how they feel like, this second half of the season is ultimately going to pan out. And Nick Wright went into his whole thing of why he thinks the Clippers signing Russell Westbrook was a terrible thing, right? And it was a bad move, and they're going to regret it deeply. And Chris Broussard seemed to be trying to take a measured approach to his analysis, but Nick Wright seemed pretty hell-bent on proving the point and using some data to say no matter what you say, it's just not going to work. And at a certain point, the argument started to get heated because Chris got upset with the fact that Nick was trying to paint a picture like Russell Westbrook was such a problem that he was trying to make it seem like as if he was the number one issue and the only issue that the Lakers had last season. And the argument got pretty heated, and Chris Broussard, started to push back on Nick Wright. And I thought that it was very good because Nick is very aggressive with his points, and you need someone that can kind of match that same energy to ensure that the balance remains, right? So what we want to do is we want to play this heated exchange between these two gentlemen, and then I'm going to come back and react to, what we just saw. So take a listen to this here.
Point is this: Russell Westbrook off the bench. I'm not looking at him off the bench. Well, they haven't decided. They haven't said that. They have not decided whether he's starting or coming off the bench.
Okay.
All right. If he's off the bench,
okay,
I love it for them. I think they need a downhill player. They need a guy to create offense for other guys. They're 25th in the league in pace. He will improve that. And Kawhi and George are the men. They need to keep Terrence Mann in the starting lineup.
They're not going to. Ty Lue or Lawrence Frank, one of the two, is on the record that they look at Terrence Mann more as like a shooting guard.
Well, he's not a true point. Right. There's no doubt. But neither is
Russell Westbrook is going to start. Maybe not immediately. I guarantee.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because all of the people who cover the team say that's the plan.
They've said yesterday that they haven't made a decision yet.
Okay, that he's going to start and he's going to kill him. And Brew, this is what is baffling to me. You have said correctly that as great as he is, it could be the Iverson trajectory. And it is that. We are living it and seeing it.
AI would not come off the bench.
And Brew,
AI refused to come off the bench.
Tooth and nail to not come off the bench. And then when he did, he was so unhappy about it that in the game LeBron broke the all-time scoring record. You know who led the Lakers in shot attempts? Russ.
Was he sulking like Anthony Davis?
No, that's a different issue entirely. But here's the other problem. We all agree that this is a playoff move for them, right?
Yeah.
Can we look at what Russell Westbrook does to his teams? And I'm sorry, unlike Brew, I'm going to talk about things that have happened in the last half decade.
Oh, good.
In the playoffs. We can show you. So with the
Wizards. Wow.
Yeah.
Last half decade.
Yeah.
Didn't I mention it? Rockets.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a disaster each time. That's my point. With the Wizards, when he was on the court in the playoffs, they're outscored by 15 points. When he was off the court, they were still bad, but better. With the Rockets, they were awful with them on. Won the games with him off. The Thunder.
If he's playing that role, they're in trouble.
Brew, but what are we talking about?
Do you think Ty Lue can coach?
Yeah.
Then why in the world would he hand the ball to Russell Westbrook and say, go lead our team for 35 minutes when I got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the
I think that if you put Russell Westbrook on the court, he is going to be Russell Westbrook. All I have to prove that is his 15-year career. He wouldn't defer to KD. He wouldn't defer to Harden. He wouldn't defer to anyone. And
he actually did defer to Harden.
Not in a way that led to winning basketball. He can't, guys. again, I hate to be someone that sounds like a Russell Westbrook hater because I love the player he was and I respect the player he became, all of it. But we have nothing but volumes of evidence that he cannot contribute to winning basketball at this phase of his career.
It's because he was in a different role in all of those situations.
Bro, you're inventing a fake role.
You think they want him to be the Russell Westbrook of OKC?
No, go ahead, Wild.
We want him to be the player that he is, the MVP,
Well, of course
the Hall
every
of Famer.
team has said that.
Well, that's Ty Lue
so you
said.
think they're going to give him?
I don't know.
Ty Lue and Lawrence Frank do not know what they're doing if they're about to give Russell Westbrook the basketball and say, go be Russ.
If he doesn't have the basketball on offense, how on earth can he help you?
He can help you in the second unit. That's my point. If he's your starting point guard,
which he will,
and your third most important player, then they're in trouble.
Okay, well, then they're in trouble.
But if he's coming off the bench, he can be the third most important player if he's coming off the bench giving you 15 and 7.
But wasn't that the idea with the Lakers?
He didn't contribute to the Lakers this year?
No, he was terrible.
It was all Russell's fault.
No.
They had nothing to do with Anthony Davis not playing.
Hold on a second.
Had nothing to do with LeBron not playing
No, bro.
And other guys that couldn't
I'm not going to let you do that to me.
What?
That is...
It was all Russell Westbrook in LA?
No, I at no point did I say that. But you asked me...
just say that?
No, I said he was terrible. There were a lot of reasons the Lakers are in the position they're in. I am not at all putting it all on Russell Westbrook. Not in the least. But I am also not going to pretend he was part of the solution.
Well, there was no solution.
He was bad. Did you think he was good with the Lakers?
I thought this year off the bench, he was okay.
Okay,
I do not think he was the problem.
I didn't say he was the problem. I said he was bad.
Well, you say he was terrible.
He was
That's
terrible.
the problem. Guy playing 27 minutes a night, terrible.
But one of the major problems, of course.
If they use him correctly, he'll be okay.
And I guess my point is, I don't think there's a correct way to use it.
So you heard the exchange there. Now, here are my thoughts. First of all, Chris Broussard, I got to hand it to you, man. You have a tremendous level of restraint because, I mean, I couldn't do it. I could not do it on a daily basis working with, you do it. I mean, fantastic for you, man. Kudos to you. I know that's one of your colleagues. But you're a better man than me because I could not do it. Now, to the argument that took place there, Nick was doing the bidding of what most of these people are out there doing, which is let's demonize Russell Westbrook and let's make it seem like he's the worst thing that ever happened to the Lakers. Here's the fact of the matter, referring to the Lakers and Russell Westbrook. Here are the facts. When the Lakers acquired Russell Westbrook, a lot of people thought that team would be good, and there are a good amount of people out there that thought it wasn't going to be good. But here's one of the most important people that thought the team was going to be good. LeBron James. And Nick Wright is a LeBron James disciple. LeBron went on social media and scolded the public for talking about how old the team was, talking about the fit, and he told everybody to keep that same energy. So why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up to make the point that LeBron felt that Russell Westbrook was going to help that team compete for a championship. So therefore, if LeBron felt that way, it cannot be possible that this person that the best player on the team felt was going to add so much of a premium could be the number one reason they fail. It doesn't make sense. Because then what you're saying is that LeBron indirectly is the reason that the Lakers failed last year or the last 2 years because he's the one that ensured that they got him. But Nick Wright will never say that. And as a matter of fact, when confronted with this very same very same point, Nick Wright has said it's not LeBron's fault. It's Rob Pelinka's fault for listening to LeBron. That's Nick Wright. He's the same person that will then turn around and say, why isn't the organization listening to LeBron when he says trade away the picks and get me some pieces? It's the same person. The same person. And I think that what happened there was Chris finally had enough of it. He's like, enough of the nonsense. And that's when he started to push back on some of the points that he was trying to assert by making it seem like Russell Westbrook was the biggest issue. That was the first thing. The second thing was the Lakers played absolutely no defense last year. Absolutely. They were just totally disinterested as a team. I feel like the Lakers felt like teams were just going to roll over and lay down for them because, well, they got LeBron, they got Carmelo Anthony, they got Dwight Howard, they got Anthony Davis, they got Russell Westbrook. So teams are just going to lay down. And teams are like, nah, you got to show me. So for me, I'm very, very happy that he pushed back. But what you just saw right now is how this thing continues on. When you don't have people out there to give some pushback, it continues on. It continues on. It continues on. And people keep saying, it's Russ, it's Russ, it's Russ. So we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because if Russell Westbrook and the Clippers get to the playoffs and he's able to contribute to that team, you can't say that, you know, he can't play winning basketball. That's what he was saying. He was essentially saying that Russell Westbrook cannot play winning basketball. And man, let me say this last point. It is absolutely amazing the hit Russell Westbrook's legacy has taken since joining LeBron as a teammate. That was the worst decision Russell Westbrook has made in his NBA career, which was becoming teammates with LeBron James. It was the worst decision. The worst. We never felt this way about Russell Westbrook until he became teammates with LeBron James. It was the biggest mistake of his NBA career, in my personal view. The biggest mistake. His legacy has been totally tarnished. Totally. Absolute mistake, in my personal view. And I think it's something that he quietly regrets. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster. And I'm so happy that Kawhi Leonard said, to hell with that, man. No matter what you say about Kawhi, he's still a 2-time finals MVP. And he still got his rings. He must have seen it a mile away. My God, what a terrible decision. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.